Hello and welcome to the channel, jicolourist. My name is Jody and happy to have you here back today as we continue our way through the Festive Coloring book, which is an Advent coloring book towards Christmas. We are doing a page a week. During the video, any extra pages that have been sent to me that are completed, I'll pop them in during the video, so just be on the lookout for that, and I'll sprinkle things throughout the video. I am going to quickly show you page 6 or day 6, and it is this time it is a person's house. So I'm showing you the blank page, and then I'll go off and do a bunch, and then we'll come back. I think today we are going to work on these wreaths, and Nikki, I'll show her example later on in the video of how she made her wreaths really bushy, and so I want to try that. So thank you to Nikki for giving me some inspiration, and I'm going to hopefully do something fun with that. So this is how the page looks. It is, like I said, a house. I hummed and hawed about a color palette for this house, like what do I want the base color of the house to be, and my house is actually gray, and so I thought maybe I would just stick with that, and I'm going to use some paint pens. I'm going to use the lightest gray that I have here, and this is an Artex acrylic marker, and I'm going to do the base gray. So then I went to my color cubes and typed in light gray for the color, and I have decided to use palette 113, and that's because it does have some brownie reds and grays and some greens, and I need all of those colors on this page, so I thought that that was a good combination, and it kind of looks pretty. So hopefully that works for today, and I'll go off, do a little bit of work, and I'll be back in a bit. Just wanted to share what the picture looks like always at the start of the video before I go off and do stuff. So on this side of the page, which we don't normally take a look at, it's the inside of the house. So we've got a couple of kiddos upstairs, supposedly supposed to be in bed sleeping, and we've got the parents downstairs doing some Christmas, looks like putting some presents under the tree and hanging some candy canes and stockings. So this is definitely, inside is decorated for Christmas too. So let's make this look festive on the outside as well. All right, I'll see you back shortly. In the meantime, you can grab a cup of tea and maybe your own coloring book, and we'll get some work done together. See you soon. Okay, here we are back, and I'll explain what I've been doing while I've been gone. I used the Artex acrylic paint marker to do the background, and I wasn't exactly thrilled with the streakiness of it, so definitely I think paint markers are better for me personally in smaller areas. Doing a whole background, I probably won't do that again. So I then went and took a Tim Holtz distressed crayon, and I rubbed it on my media mat and then dry brushed over top of this, just to kind of so it kind of made it a little bit more dirty, which is fine. It kind of looks like a dirty gray now, but this was iced spruce, and I did that especially because I wanted to do it over these areas right here. So I'm gonna zoom the camera down so you can see what I'm talking about. So trying to get the paint pen around all of these little illustrations was ridiculously complex, so I decided just to go over it with the dry brush with the iced spruce, and then for the rest of the page we did some Pitt pens. So I have been using Faber-Castell Pitt pens Sanguine and Green Gold for the moment. So the green gold is the light brown, and then I've also pulled out a Derwent Chromaflow Pastel Mint number 1520, and that's for the light green color, because the gray actually had quite a bit of green tint to it, and then the iced spruce also was a green. The gray is giving off quite a bit of green tint, so I am also going to be doing some forest type or spruce green here on the garland. So I thought might as well lighten the page up a little bit and do the mint green. And so the green here is the one I did, and I did the lightest that I did, which was called pistachio on the back. And so it's still sticking with the color palette a little bit, but I did bring in a couple of other pops of color. I did the glaze pen here, so I did yellow, orange, and blue, and that's here, and it is just finished drying. The bronze color, so around here and the sun ray areas and over here, I used the bronze color, and also on the door hardware as well. So if you notice here, I've got like a candy cane striped column here, and this one is plain, and that's because I wanted to show you the difference. I'm just using some washi tape and going right over that, and then taking a Micron 03 and adding back in the details for the Christmas lights. And after you use the Micron pen on the washi tape, you need to leave it, or otherwise it'll smear. So just leave it, let it dry. Same with a lot of this stuff. I put on the glaze, left it to dry. Having to do this page in quite a few stages, so I've been stopping and starting, but I thought I'd come back and show you how we're doing. So the pastel mint is on the lighter, and then the sanguine color is the reddy brown, and the green gold is the lighter brown. So those are the colors I've done so far. I'm going to finish off the rest of those areas. I just wanted to bring you back. I haven't done this top because I'm not sure what I want to do for this gabled area. I don't know if I'll do a lighter gray or a different color for the roof. Not quite sure. And then this balcony part here, not quite sure what to do there. And I'm also trying to figure out if all of these are windows or if some of them are like just decorative items on the face of the house, like these areas, and then just this is a window, or if these are all windows. So leave your comment below. What do you think? Do you think that these are all windows, or do you think that this is some kind of a paneling similar to this underneath? All right, let me finish off doing this section right here, and I'll zoom you down a little bit. We'll finish that off, and then I will need to let it dry again, and then we'll be back to do something else. And this washi tape is a little bit old, so it's not super sticky. So what I have also decided to do is I'm just using some Elmer's stick glue, and it says it's extra strength, but that doesn't really matter. And I'm putting some glue down onto the paper first, and just make sure that I have this going in the same direction. And I only need to line up one side because I'm going to be slicing it down on the other side. So and this washi tape is clear enough or see-through enough so I can actually see still the lines underneath and where the lights are. And make sure that this is all the way down, stuck down nice. And then I'm going to bring in the Micron, and I'm just going to go ahead and put these lines back in. And then we'll need to leave this because, like I said, this is on like a waxy type or a slick surface, so the micron will dry, but you have to leave it alone. We'll leave that dry and I'll be back to do more. The bottom column actually will finish off. I'm just using the pastel mint color. There we go. Make sure you're in frame, sorry about that. This is a new set of pencils for me. I've just started using them on the last couple of pages, so they're supposed to be a wax pencil, but they don't seem super waxy at all to me, so at least not the ones that I have done. So, and even like the color doesn't build up a lot, at least for this pastel mint. So I've done a couple of layers and it's still really light. Kind of used to more where you do an extra couple layers and it deepens the color, but this one is staying pretty true to the shades. Okay, I will be back and we will continue on, and we're going to do one of these garlands together, and we're going to make it extra bushy, or that's the hope. All right, see you back shortly. Okay, we are back and I am ready to tackle the first wreath with you. On screen you will see the inspiration page, and it was from fellow colorist and subscriber here on the channel, Nikki Powell. So thanks to Nikki, and a big shout out for participating in this color along, or this festive coloring. I have pulled out some more Pitt pens. I've pulled out dark phthalo green, permanent olive green, and chromium green opaque, and then I also have earth green. 4 different greens that we will use, and perhaps this as well. Now I'm going to, I went ahead and I photocopied this just because I wanted to try it briefly on a copy page to see how it would work. And basically this is what I'm going for. I want to, it's quite sparse. It's not a bushy garland. I want to make it more like a bushy garland, similar to how Nikki has done hers. So adding more foliage, and I thought that a few different greens would work. And then the items that are already on here, I'll zoom you in a little bit. Items on here already are the berries and some leaves, and I thought I would come in afterwards and put them in with some red glaze or red Pitt pen, and also maybe even some stickles, something to make it a little bit blingy, and then some copper. I've been using copper elsewhere. This is the glaze, and I used a copper gel pen for the rays of that. So, and I've used the copper here on the 6 as well. So I just thought I'd kind of use those there. So let me zoom you back out a little bit so you can see. This is such a large book that it keeps running into the tripod. So I'm hoping that, and I think I'm going to start with 167. So that's the permanent green olive, and I'm just going to go ahead and add some strokes to make some foliage come out. It's going to look a little sparse, but we're going to add a bunch more. So and I'm just going to go, I'm going to try not go over the red berries area, but I am going to go over the other green items. So we should still be able to see them. And just filling this in. Oh, went over the berries there. And do a variety of strokes, some in the center, some out. And just trying to fill it in a bit more. You'll have to let me know if you color, or sorry, if you do a bunch of decorating outside your house. Like, do you put up lights or garland and stuff like this, or do you just do a bit of minimal? I don't get company out here in the country per se, so I don't do a little. I do a little bit of decorating outside, but certainly not a lot. So just gonna kind of fill in the center area. So I put a few lights up outside, and I have Merry Christmas sign, but otherwise, no, I don't do a lot of decorating outside my house. I like going to see other people's Christmas lights though, so I do enjoy other people's Christmas displays for sure. So filled in the center now, and now I'm just gonna go and put a few more darker ones. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave that dry for just a few minutes, and I'm gonna start with just the a red pen. So let me grab that. So I have Deep Scarlet Red 219, and I'm going to go ahead and fill in all of these berries. And I think that if I want some bling on here, I think I haven't used stickles or anything like that yet, for which is surprising. And there are some different shapes within here, but I think I might just do some of the leaves. So just a few of the leaves, not all of them. Just something to add a little bit of sparkle there. Okay, I'm going to let that dry, and let's see how that looks in a minute. Okay, here's a little bit better of a camera angle, hopefully. Now there's a few white areas, so I'm just going to come in with my lightest green and clean all those areas up, because I don't want any white showing through. So we'll just fill it in a little bit more, and then I'll come in with a darker. I also have a couple of green gel pens here, so let me see what they look like. Okay, I think I'm going to bring in a little bit of this. So this is Jelly Roll Metallic. To give it a bit of shine, because then when you move the page, you'll see, because this is festive. And I do think that these berries need, if I was doing, I could have used glaze, but I've been using a lot of glaze, so let's try something new. And yeah, I like that. Okay, let's get some red stickles. Okay, I'm going to add some red stickles, and this one actually is called Christmas Red, so I think that's appropriate. And then that will dry and sparkle a bit more. They'll be a little bit more vibrant than just the Pit Artist pen. I'm going to zoom you down a little bit and show you the rest of this area. Okay, here's how the rest of our page is looking. I have gone and selected earth green and did the door and also the casing directly around the window here. So I think that I will continue those. I haven't decided what to do with these windows up here, so if you think that it's an extra windows, leave a comment below saying extra windows and I'll know what that means. I'm going to do these in the same as this, so while this is drying over here, I will do a little bit of this with you. Definitely have to wash my hands after using Pitt pens. But they go on very smoothly. So this balcony area here, not quite sure if these are solid panels. I would have thought no, but then should this be wall behind here? Or should I make these, you know, it's kind of confusing, the outside of houses. So until you start coloring something and then you're like, oh, what am I going to do with this? I look forward to seeing how other people complete their pages, because then I see things in different ways and they can, like Nikki's page, inspired some creativity and inspiration for ideas that I can use on some other pages. In today's video, I'm going to share another completed page from a fellow colorist. Her name is Julie French, and she completed The Candy Factory, which is the day one. Thank you very much for submitting it. I love the colors. I love how she did her garland on the candy store. It was great. So it's so fun to see pages come alive and get completed. And these are big pages, so hats off to anybody who's coloring along with me. It's truly appreciated. I think Julie did an awesome job on her windows and the reflections, so well done. Have to think about what color to do the bows. Oh dear. Okay, this is why I should always leave things alone. I have made a total mess of this area. Ah! Okay. I'm going to reapply the stickles, and then I'm going to put the book down and I'll be back after it's dry. Goodness sakes. Okay, see you shortly. Okay, here we are, and the first wreath has dried, and I think it looks good. I went and added a little bit of more strokes, so I'm happy. I think it's quite full and it looks good so far. I have also gone and used 3 colors of glaze pens for the lights on the candy cane post, and I will do the same to this one. I have used the gray here is very green, so I ended up using a light green gelato in the color Aqua Dolce, and I did the top area in light green so that there's a little bit of contrast, because this light green actually matched the green elsewhere that was pencil, but this was far too much area to do in pencil. So I think it's looking good so far. We've got a little bit of shine from this light, so I thought together we would do one of the wreaths because I'm going to do it similar to this, and then I will continue on this and you will see the final result in December. So let's bring the camera down and we'll continue on. Okay, we're going to work on this window wreath here, and I'm going to try and do something similar to the other wreath, I should say. And I think I'm going to start by just filling in a little bit of green, so that I kind of, because now that it's round, I just want to make sure I've sticking with a round. So since we're talking about decorating, question is, when do you typically decorate for Christmas? Do you wait until after November the 11th? Do you decorate beginning of December, or do you wait and decorate later on? Thanksgiving is in October here in Canada, so I know in the States Thanksgiving is closer to Christmas, so do you wait till after Thanksgiving? I definitely don't decorate before December 1st, personally. But I may in November, if I do lights outside, I will put them up if there's a break in our weather, Chinook type break. And not turn them on, but at least have them out there so that when December starts, I can use them. 'Cause it gets pretty cold here, and we get quite a bit of snow, so it's kind of hard to do. Now, I'm going to use the deep scarlet and do this, but I am going to come back in with the stickles because that looked quite good on the other garland. Just putting some little marks on there because it seems to really bring the wreath together. And then this I'm going to do a glittering, I'm going to find a gel pen that's glittery, so, and I'm going to use a red one. So let me find that. I'm going to use the dollar store red glitter gel pen. It is a nice red, so that's what I'm going to do there. And for the bow area, this area right here, I'm going to use the Phuapradit pen. I'll do it there too, just to provide a little bit of contrast from the gel pen itself. And this wreath is definitely on the outside of the window. So now I'm trying to think of what color I should do the curtains. So on the inside of the window. Okay, I think that looks really pretty. Okay, let's do a little bit of the bronze. Just on some of the leaves. Just adding a few darker green dots around to fill it in. And okay, and we'll finish off with the stickles, and then I'm going to leave this to dry because I have smeared enough on this poor page already. Okay, while we were over here though, and since I'm going to have to let it dry, I will do the lights here, and I'm using glaze pens, and I have the pens that I've decided on using are red, and just get them working. So I'm going to do red, blue and yellow, and then red, blue, yellow, red, blue, yellow. I selected these colors because these are colors that are already on the page. So I'm not bringing in any new colors, so it will balance the page. Now for the glaze pens, you do need to put them on and then just leave them. So put them on and walk away. All right, I'm going to do that. I'll come back and show you a final look at how I'm doing on the rest of the page before I sign off for this episode. All right, here is where I'm going to leave the page today with you, and you will see the completed page later on in December. There's still quite a bit left to do. I still would like answers from and your opinion about the windows. I did figure out that this is a full-length window that goes all the way down, and then this is a balcony. So I did figure that out and completed that. I did both wreaths, and I think that they look pretty cool. Definitely a lot fuller. You'll see this versus this. So I think that I'm going to be happy with as soon as I get this done, I'll do the same for up here. And yeah, so getting quite far along on this page, but still have some work left to do. Thank you so much for coming along and spending some time with me. This is week 6. I'm not going to close the page, but I will let you take a sneak peek at the next page, which is week 7, and it's the Green Grocer. So it's a grocery store. So, and it looks like it's a brick building. So we haven't done brick before, and I'll look forward to doing that next week. All right, I hope you have a creative and colorful week. I hope you're having fun with your own coloring, whichever book you're doing it in. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.